and development seems to be a widely used term in business to describe anything from knowing what's on the catering menu for lunch to performing rocket science experiments in a remote lab in New Mexico. Similarly, the IRS has a fairly broad definition of R&D itself that you may not know about that could save your company money on R&D wages, R&D contractor costs, and R&D supplies. The IRS defines R&D as qualified research undertaken for the purpose of discovering information that's technical in nature and the application of which is intended to be useful in the development of a new or improved business component to the taxpayer. So what exactly is a business component? The IRS defines a business component as any product, process, computer software, technique, formula, or invention which is to be held for sale, lease, license, or used by the taxpayer in its trade or business. That's a pretty broad definition. So, what are the requirements then? Well, I've managed to squeeze them into 7 easy bullet points for you. The first 3 requirements are business tests. Number 1, only research that takes place in the U.S. counts. Second, the company taking the credit has to bear the financial risk of the R&D undertaken. Third, a company has to have rights to the intellectual property. The last 4 requirements are technical tests. First, the R&D has to have technical uncertainty involved. Second, a process of experimentation must take place to resolve these uncertainties. Third, the R&D has to be technical in nature. And lastly, the R&D has to relate to a new or improved business component. Even if your company is not yet making money, it's important to take this credit now because there are some documentation requirements involved. The credit is a dollar-for-dollar reduction of your tax liability. If not used in the current year, it can be carried forward up to 20 years. The state of Georgia has also modified its R&D tax credit rules last year, which now allow for the R&D credit to be used against state of Georgia withholding taxes immediately. This is a huge benefit for companies doing R&D in Georgia. But the company needs to be in business less than 5 years to qualify.